All right, good morning, everybody. What's going on? It is March 17th, and I want to start putting out some daily videos about how to deal with this crisis situation, how to not only make it through, keep your sanity, make sure you don't go into some type of a dark hole, but maybe even to find a way to thrive and grow and improve in this time. I know that sounds kind of crazy and counterintuitive, like we should just try to tough it out. But I think this is an incredible time for introspection, for self-development, even for developing a business or a podcast or something, because a lot of us are going to have some spare time. Let's be honest, right? We're not necessarily going to be going out, meeting friends and hanging out in concerts and stuff like that. And while most of the world is going to contract, I plan on expanding, and I think that you should do this as well. And we can do this in all sorts of ways. What an incredible time now to start a physical practice. What an incredible time to start a new way of eating. I just jacked up my meditation from 20 minutes to 30 minutes this morning, and I saw like purple colors and things like that for the first time in like 5 years. And so I'm going to put out these every day, and I'm going to try to challenge you to figure out ways to use this as an opportunity for growth, for expansion, for kind of a higher evolution of yourself. And I know that sounds crazy because the media and everyone else wants you to get sad and angry and stressed and all that. But the truth is that, you know, we don't have to do that. And I'm going to just try to put out some ideas and thoughts on how you can do this. So my first one that I think is really important to think about is a routine. It's really easy when you're working from home or you're just not working at all to fall into a non-routine. And that works okay on a weekend, but it's not very good if those start to stack up. So even though most of the team at London Real is now working remotely today, I decided I need to wake up every morning and put on a suit, okay? Now, there's no one I'm really meeting today. I'm teaching two of my courses later, which we teach remote, by the way, which is why everybody's still involved and they're still doing their podcasts and still building their businesses. But for me, it puts me in that I am Brian Rose of London Real mindset. And I'm not going to change anything. My morning routine, I'm still waking up at the same time. I still do my meditation. I still play with my boys. I put on my suit, and I'm going to physically go to work. It's easy to go to work now. There's very few people on the tube. Social distancing is beautiful, and there's a few people in the office, key personnel, and that's it. But I'm still going to make sure I continue to be Brian Rose of London Real every single day. And I think that's really important for you. And I actually interviewed a guy named Simon Mann who spent about 8 years in one of the worst prisons in Zimbabwe. And I remember him saying something the second time I interviewed him. He said, Brian, I had a morning setup and an evening setup. And I was like, what are you talking about? He would actually rearrange his cell in the morning and the evening every day. He would also make sure that he wrote something, make sure he did a physical practice, and make sure he did something else. I'm going to find the video. It was like drew something. And that was the way he kept his sanity every day. And I was like, wow, that's fascinating. He's a former SAS soldier. And I just was reminded about that this morning, that we have to have these routines in place. So for our remote workforce, we're treating this like a normal day. We have a stand-up meeting in the morning. We're going to do it via Zoom. We're in contact with people at the end of the day via Zoom. And we're going to just keep this structure. But I would say for you, find a way to have some type of a regimented structure and stick to it as if it was your sanity and as if you were locked down. And I think that's a great way to try to get through this. And also think, what are the opportunities out there? That's what I want this series to be about. What are the opportunities to expand? What if you had bought a house in Las Vegas in 2008 in the crash? You know, you would have made 10, 20 times your money. What if you could have expanded a business or built something when everyone else was contracting? What if you could put out a message that would support people and enlighten them and motivate them in a time where there's all sorts of badness out there? What if you could actually get yourself in better shape right now, right? Adopt a meditation practice for the first time, change your diet. You know, these things are actually possible. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the comments who are gonna say, Brian, my gym's closed. I can only get certain foods. And as my good friend Wes Watson would say, who spent 10 years in the federal penitentiary, he would say, it's supposed to be hard. Yeah, okay, anything great is gonna come through some adversity. So find a way. You can do yoga online in your home. You can go for a run. You can do body weight stuff. You can learn how to meditate. You can learn how to do anything online right now. So the only thing stopping you is your brain saying, I can't do it right now. Fight through that and earn it and make this a time where you expand it in your life. And 2020 could be the greatest year of your learning, of your expansion, of your influence, a time when you led other people. And this is the final thought I'm going to be talking about in the next few days, is leadership. How can you be the beacon in your community? How can you volunteer and get food to those elderly people that need to keep social distance? How can you put out positive messages? How can you just be positive for your family and your team when they're down in the dumps and thinking, oh my gosh, how long is this going to last? And all of that is an issue. But you need to stay positive. We need leaders like that. And if you look at times of war, those were the people. Think about Winston Churchill's speech here in London in 1940. We will never surrender, never surrender. That man kept hope alive here. Are you going to be that man or woman? You can be. You can be. Make it not about you. Make it about other people. And that's the way you can expand when everyone else wants to contract. So I'll be putting these out every day and just giving you thoughts. I'd love to hear your comments below. Please, let me know what you think I should call this thing as well. And stay positive, man, with all the ambulances and all the madness. And remember, the news media is like Halloween every day. They're trying to scare you, okay? So take the information that's important and follow the guidelines of the government. I'm all down with that. But at the same time, remember, they're there to get you addicted to that clickbait. And I'll just finish on one final thing. I was very near ground zero at 9/11. I lived about a mile away for months and months and months. And I remember CNN on every single day and telling you about the latest body they pulled out, the latest terrorist attack, the latest anthrax scare, the latest this and this and that. And after a while, it got so nauseating hearing all the bad news. So don't become addicted to the bad news. Check in if you have to once every day or two. Make your adjustments and then get back to your life, your routine, your goals, your family, your impact on the world. All right, baby, there you go. Keep it positive. Expand when others contract. Peace.